The lockdown is kind of like my daily life anyway. I don't leave the house. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. I hope you're staying inside, staying away from the chaos, staying away from the germs, and keeping safe and well. I am back in York. Obviously in England there is a lockdown right now. We can leave the house, but it's only for one exercise a day, food, work, if you're an essential worker, or to collect medicine. So basically means that like we're not really allowed to go out. I'm posting a video. It's Wednesday, I know, wild. It's not Saturday. I thought I would do some surprise uploads, I suppose, for the foreseeable future whilst I'm stuck on lockdown. Because what else am I really gonna do? Uni? No. So today's video is all about staying productive and motivated, whether you're working from home or studying from home, or just generally want to get stuff done around the house whilst you're, indoors. Hopefully today's video will offer you some tips to enable you to like tackle that and enable you to get all your work done. These are the tips that I use in my daily life, whether I'm on lockdown or not. I just find that they really help me keep motivated, keep organised and get through my workload, because obviously I'm a final year law student. I have a lot of independent study normally, so the lockdown is kind of like my daily life anyway. I don't leave the house. But yeah, so I hope this video is helpful, and without further ado, let's jump into the first tip. So first off, the most important thing to do when you're on lockdown, quarantine, self-isolation, social distancing, whatever you are currently doing out there in whatever country you're in, is just to get up normally, get up at a reasonable time. I like to get up before 10 o'clock. I find that if I'm up before 10, that's sorted. That might be late to some people, but just find the time that you want to get up at, that you'd normally get up at if you were going to university, work, school, whatever it is, and then stick to it. It just gives you a good routine. Also, like, shower, get dressed, do all the things that you would normally do and get ready. I mean, I don't do makeup and things like that because what's the point? But if you want to, go for it. Do little things like having a shower and getting dressed that you would normally do if you were to leave the house, just because it gets you in that mindset of, okay, these clothes are on, I'm gonna go and do something, and rather than go out and do it, you're just staying in and doing it. So it kind of like mentally prepares you for the day, if you know what I mean. So number 2 is to make a plan and a schedule. This can be as rigid or as flexible as you want. I have gone through all the different versions of schedules, whether it's a really, hour by hour militant schedule, or ones that are just like a list of things that I need to do in the week. And I've kind of found a happy medium for me, which is it lists the day, it lists the things that I need to do that day, but I can do them whenever I want within that day. But fundamentally, you just need to find the schedule that suits you and suits the way that you work and the way that you like to be structured. And then you just need to make it realistic, put everything in there, whether it's workouts, family responsibilities, actual work, deadlines that you might have to meet, hobbies that you might want to do. Just put everything that you want to achieve every week in a 7-day week in, and then like filter it out. So like on a Monday, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z, and then figure out how you're gonna fit it all in. And going off the back of that, then I use that in conjunction with daily lists. So I like have a list every single day. I pick the things off my daily schedule, bang them into the list, and then anything else that might have cropped up that like changes week by week, I will put those into, and then I work through that every week. And then I like to structure my daily list, which is essentially my timetable for the day, with food, breaks, exercise, and put it all in. So I do literally write like breakfast, lunch, dinner, because otherwise I won't be having breakfast until like 2 p.m. because I just forget, or I'm getting engrossed in something. I just don't get around to it. So for me, I use food as breaks and sort of like break up my day like that, and it makes it much easier for me to then tackle my work. This then leads me on to my next point, which is study at the time that suits you. Whether it's the morning, whether it's the evening, late at night, whether it's, splitting up in the day. I'm quite a fan of getting up early. I say early, like 8, and then working till lunchtime, having lunchtime till like 4 or 5 o'clock off, and just doing whatever I want to do, work out, whatever, watch YouTube, watch Netflix, do whatever I want to do. And then from about 5 to about 9, do another like 4 hours. And then for me, I find that I have that big break in the middle, so I can just do what I want, have fun, whatever, in daylight hours. and then come back and do like reading and stuff in the evening. But it's completely up to you. You will know, when you like to work and when you get the most done, and if you don't, experiment a bit. My next point is to create a workspace. You can see mine here. I've actually tidied it up for this video because normally it's a horrific mess, but that is kind of within the point. So have a workspace, have it separate to everything else you do in your daily life. So if you're working from home, have it ideally in a separate room or in a corner or somewhere that is just completely separate to your living spaces and kitchen and things like that, so you can truly separate work and staying at home. I also like to have a variety of workspaces, if you will. So yes, I do the majority of work at my desk. So when I do split working and I then work 5 till 9, then I like go into my bed. A lot of people I know will be like, don't work in your bed, it makes you tired, it makes you blah, 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 whatever. But for me, I like to like lay loads of stuff out, and if you're like me, then doing it on your bed is easier, and it's also just comfier and warmer. And if you're doing things like reading, it's just more ideal to like sit in bed rather than at a hard desk chair. But I think fundamentally it does depend on the type of work that you're doing. So just kind of like find a workspace ideally separate, but if the task demands, then find a comfy space, you know? And then set up that space. So you're gonna want it to be tidy, whether you want to have your phone there or whether you want to go and put your phone in a drawer, you know, the other side of the house, whether you want to have music on or complete silence. Like set that workspace up so it's all nice for you. Like I've got some like fairy lights around mine, put them on, have my big to-do list telling me what to do all the time. And I've got my schedule here, and it's just kind of like my ambience space, and I can kind of like put my head down and just get on with what I've got to do. So set your workspace up so it's ideal for you, but also that it will enable you to fight distractions. Okay, so my next point is to have a work routine. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be long. It can just comprise of a few things that mentally prepare you for then doing work, and then you do it every time you want to do work. So for me, it's literally just making a cup of coffee, having a few sips, looking outside, boom, sit down. I know when I've done all that, it's sort of my emotional prepare time to then sit down and do work. It could be walking the dog, you could be making breakfast, you could be getting a snack ready, you could be making a coffee, whatever it is you want to do, just do it every time you start work, and then it kind of, your brain will associate those things with then like gearing yourself up to do work. Another tip is to take breaks. I know it sounds obvious, but to take breaks also away from your workspace. The amount of times that I would be studying and then I would take a break, but really I'm just like looking at my phone or like writing a list or doing something for the next bit of studying, and that's not really a break. You need to step away from your desk, step away from where you are. Ideally go outside. I mean, if you're in the UK, you can't really do that. But, you know, look out the window, get up, walk around, have a little dance, put some music on, do a bit of yoga, do some stretching, whatever it is you want to do. Just have a complete break from the work you're doing. You know, you can even structure your time so you're doing household chores or you're socialising, you know, with friends online or with anyone that's in your house with you, whether it's friends, family, and use your breaks to enable you to get other things done. And my final tip is to stay hydrated, to eat regularly, and to go outside. It kind of touches on most things that I've mentioned in this video, but you know, hydration is key. If you're going to sit there and work for a long period of time, if you're like me, I kind of forget to eat and drink, which is really bad. So I kind of have to keep having like a bottle or you know, a glass of water there, so I know that I have to keep drinking. If you keep hydrated, it enables you to stay focused for longer. And also with food, you know, have regular meals. You can use them to structure your day as well. Use them to have a break when you cook. You need to keep replenishing the energy that you're burning whilst you're working, and also go outside because it just completely relaxes you. You can reset, you can refocus. Also, you need to get that sun exposure or, you know, cloud exposure because we're in the UK. That's kind of the extent of my tips, and I hope you find them helpful. If you have any tips of your own from like working at home or studying at home, please put them in the comments below. You know, share them all out so anyone watching this can see them as well. I hope you like this video. I'll see you on Saturday. I'll see you next time. Bye.